Good morning, y'all. Glad to see you back at the channel once more, as always. Today I've got a video I found. This is from April of this year. This is down in Sheriff Brady Judge territory down there in Florida. It's about two SovCits that get pulled over and discharged his weapon at two officers, put them both in critical condition, and he ended up losing his existence over this whole situation. I had never seen the videos on this. I still don't find the body cam anywhere, but this is Sheriff J.D. Grudd with a video about this incident and follow up to that video as soon as this one's done. So sit back and enjoy.
Hello everyone, thank you for being with me today. We're going to go over this entire event and then bring you up to speed with what we know now that certainly we didn't have the details of the other night. First and foremost, I want to introduce you to two heroes. This is Lieutenant Chad Anderson and Deputy Craig Smith. They both went to back up Deputy Conover, and this occurred on Saturday morning about 12:22 in the Hunt Fountain Park on Duff Road in North Lakeland. Deputy Conover was working the area because we had some burglaries in the area. Gangbangers, kids, teenagers, flipped door handles, looking for cash, credit cards, and guns. And there had been some of those in the area. We also had a burglary of the concession stand at the park recently. So Deputy Conover was doing what she should when she saw a white Mercedes-Benz in the parking lot. She checked on the person there, and the person just barely rolled the window down, talking to her when she asked, "Would you show me your driver's license? Tell me who you are." He wouldn't respond. He wouldn't get out of the car. He wouldn't cooperate. She noticed that he was dressed all in white, as if he were in some kind of religious or cult garb.
This is the fake ID they got from the individual when they searched him after this incident was over. Mr. Elbay, K-Mac Elbay, I guess is his name. And yeah, he was wearing this white outfit here. Cult member type looking stuff, which is what they thought it might be. But anyway, let's continue with the video.
He certainly wasn't in normal street clothes. So she called for backup, and that's when Deputy Craig Smith, Lieutenant Anderson, who were both shot, as well as Deputy Bolito and his trainee, and we also had Natalie Ostrich, who is K9, back them up. So now there's a total with the trainees of 7 deputies there. So Craig Smith, Chad Anderson go to the door and say, "Hey, look, man, they tried to talk to him. You've got to identify yourself. You've got to come out and talk to us." And he wouldn't, and his car started rolling. They grabbed the window, and all of a sudden he started shooting. We know now that he shot 5 times. We saw 5 empty casings. He struck Lieutenant Chad Anderson in the left arm. It went through the arm and into his chest cavity. The projectile lodged between his heart and his spinal column. He was fractions of an inch from either being paralyzed from the chest down or killed if it had have gone into his heart or struck any of those major arteries in that area. He went down, but he got 2 shots off before he went down. Craig Smith, Deputy Smith, was not able to shoot because he was shot, and as I reported, there were 4 gunshot wounds in him. After clearly evaluating him and the medical procedures, he was shot twice. So what we were looking at was in and out holes. So he was shot twice in his right arm and he went down. Deputy Bolito and our canine deputy Ostrich returned shots. There was a gunfight. There were 38 shots fired. We hit the suspect 8 times, and he was immediately deceased. So now we rush everyone to the hospital. Lieutenant Chad Anderson has had 2 surgeries. He's still in critical but stable condition. Craig Smith, when he originally went in, was in critical but stable condition, and he has now been upgraded. Obviously, Lieutenant Anderson is still in intensive care, and Deputy Craig Smith has been upgraded and moved to a different floor.
Yeah, this is kind of crazy. Another Morris Southern citizen brandishing weapons and just no regard for the law at all, because they don't live on the same planet we do, I guess. Anyway, I don't know what the current medical condition is of either of these officers. I'm assuming they're both okay. I haven't found any articles on it or any videos about it. Hopefully they're both recovered and back to work or whatever.
But I want to talk to you for just a minute about the suspect. And I want to show you what we found in his car. First, the firearm that he used to shoot my deputies and to shoot at the other deputies. It's a Springfield Arms XD 9mm. And in addition to being a loaded firearm, he also had 2 more loaded magazines in the door partition to his left. So he could have had a small gun battle with what he had alone. In the back seat, he had this is a Ruger 1022 converted to an AR-15. In a backpack, he had a fully loaded 40mm firearm handgun. So let me introduce you to our suspect that tried to murder my deputies, did his best. This is K-Mac Elbay. He's 26. That's the name that he has taken on because, you see, he identifies as Moorish. He uses the number 13, lion-hearted, on his Florida driver's license. Beside his signature, he has written ARR, all rights reserved. He's currently homeless. He was evicted from a place in Hillsborough County. He has been moving around. In Pinellas County, he was asked to leave a business area apparently last month. We talked to his mother. She said, I don't know this person. She said, I know Kyron Caples, C-A-P-L-E-S. Kyron Caples is my son. He went to Fresno State after 3 years of college and in studying business. He left. He apparently was radicalized while he was at Fresno State. She said, I raised him as a Christian boy. He was a good man. We found that he didn't have a criminal history. He had a suspended driver's license. So the person that his mother knew and loved, and she'd not seen him in 3 years since he left California, that's where she lives, until we got that fateful call, she had talked to him and had communicated with him and had on occasion sent him money when he needed help.
Well, I don't know if he was radicalized in college or it all started when he lost his driver's license and he watched some videos and he said, yep, this is what I'm going to do. This is how I'm going to live the rest of my life. I'm going to ruin it and join this cult called the Moorish American Citizen Movement. And yeah, doesn't turn out well for any of them, unfortunately, because it doesn't work.
But she says, She doesn't know who this K-Mac Elbay is, but that's who he goes by now. Here's his identification card, his Moorish identification card. He's a sovereign citizen. The Moorish rejects federal, state, and local law. They don't have to obey it. They're extremist. They're anti-government. They have a potential for violence toward law enforcement. And I will hearken you back, and those of you who have been reporters around here for a while, remember in 2017, on the I-4 corridor, 3 police officers were shot and killed. A sergeant with the Orlando Police Department, a sergeant with the Kissimmee Police Department, and on that same day, an officer with the Kissimmee Police Department. They were shot by 2 separate Moorish people, all in 2017. And now let's fast forward to 2024, and K-Mac tried to murder 2 of my police officers.
If you want to watch this whole video, I'm not going to show the whole thing. It goes on for another 10 and 15 minutes. I'm going to put the source to this video down in the description. I'm also going to put the source to the next video in the description so you can go and watch them both without me yapping in them. Anyway, let's watch the update video that Sheriff Judd did after this.
News Channel 8's Lenny Supal joins us live. So Lenny, what can you tell us about the deputies involved? How are they doing tonight?
Good evening, Josh. Well, Deputy Smith has been moved out of the ICU, but Lieutenant Anderson still in critical condition. The sheriff says that he narrowly escaped death because projectile was lodged between his heart and spine. And tonight we're learning much more about the man who pulled the trigger.
And he shot my deputies, and then we killed him, graveyard dead.
Tonight, Sheriff Grady Judd sharing more insight into the deadly shootout that left 2 deputies in critical condition and a suspect dead.
He had to know that was coming. There was a legion of deputies around him trying to get him to cooperate.
In a news conference today, the sheriff identifying the suspect as a Moorish sovereign citizen who went by the name K-Mac Elbay with ties to Fresno, California. The sheriff says Elbay's radicalization increased over the last 3 years.
These folks that are Moorish and some of these other citizens, as they call themselves, have been violent toward law enforcement. And then they give you a quote like, "I am not subservient to the laws of the United States or the state of Florida."
Deputies found Elbay in a car at a park after hours and tried to approach him, but he wouldn't cooperate. That's when his resistance to commands escalated to violence, shooting Deputy Craig Smith twice in the arm, striking Lieutenant Chad Anderson near his heart.
He was fractions of an inch from either being paralyzed from the chest down or killed if it had have gone into his heart.
Meanwhile, the sheriff went on to say that the suspect attended Fresno State and studied business at one point in time, but that's where he became radicalized. He also told us that his mother plans to visit with the deputies and apologize for her son's actions. Reporting live in Polk County, Lenny Supal, 8 on your side.
Like I said, I don't know the current condition of either of these officers, but let's hope that Lieutenant Anderson has fully recovered from his injuries. I have no idea. If you live down in that area and want to give him a call and find out and let me know, that would be appreciated. Anyway, these are the people I cover. I mean, they're not only stupid, but they're dangerous. No difference between them, sovereign citizens or First Amendment auditors, as far as I'm concerned. They all have the mental capacity of an ant, and it never ends up well, folks. It never ends up well. Anyway, that's all I got for you today. Hope you enjoyed the video. Y'all have a fantastic day. Love y'all. Bye.